How did you guys meet?
I reached out to Mystery in 2016. I told him that I'd been a professional dating coach for, at the time, roughly a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And I said I always was a big fan of yours. In my early 20s, he was the guy. That was when the VH1 show came out, the book The Game dropped. And I always wanted to train with the king. So I reached out to Mystery, came out on his boot camp, started teaching for him. And now I'm his official U.S. sponsor and agent, good friend, one of my best friends. And we're doing a U.S. tour.
That's sick.
Yeah.
How did when the Game came out, the Neil Strauss book, which is basically Neil Strauss like kind of went undercover and like kind of became part of this pickup artist culture world, and it kind of became a pickup artist in his own right. How did you feel when that book came out? Was it like, oh, I didn't realize he was researching us? Is it like, oh, cool, like more people know whatever?
Fair. Well, thanks again for having me.
Yeah,
first off.
For sure.
When Neil came to me with the book prior to releasing it and publishing it, he asked me, should I change it? Should I keep it the same? Should I change it? Should we change the names of the people in it? I'm far too truthful, he said. Mm-hmm. And I said to him, keep it. Be truthful. You know, if your life is worth living, it's worth recording, so record it accurately.
Right.
So that's what he basically did. He changed a couple of the names and amalgamated a couple characters to make it a simpler read. But other than that, everything is quite truthful in there.
And you don't mind that? Like, there's no part of it that was like this kind of a betrayal of...
No, but there is some authenticity in that book that, you know, makes me feel a little embarrassed. Some of the things that we've said. There's one scene in a whirlpool where he and I are talking intimately about, you know, sexual activity with a woman.
Right.
And I feel embarrassed by that.
Sure.
You know, because it's publicized.
Yeah.
If it's written, it's different than if you're having a private chat with a best buddy. You know, you're sitting in the whirlpool and you're giving him some advice and pointers on things to do with sex, you know.
Yeah.
I feel a little embarrassed by some of it.
That is
certainly
interesting, too, about like books specifically as well, because like if you were to go back and look at something you did on the VH1 show or whatever, when you look at it, it is clearly something that was done years and years ago. You could tell.
Fair.
But when you buy a book, if I just heard about this book now and I bought it, regardless if it was from 15, 20 years ago, if I am reading it now, I'm contextualizing it in my mind as happening right now.
It was a different era as well.
Right, exactly, right.
We could get away with more.
You were rewarded for it, the shock value factor. That's like right. Game of Thrones time, you know. You had to have a little edge back in the mid-2000s.
That's right. Like how has pickup artistry changed and kind of modernized? Because there was this sort of, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a natural manipulation about it that I think...
That's a strong word.
You think so?
Yeah, manipulating. I think it's presenting your best self.
Right, but you're also trying to influence people to make decisions based on...
persuasion. I like influence. Manipulation kind of implies that we're getting people to do things that they wouldn't already do. Persuasion and influence, I'm okay with those words. Mm-hmm. We like to be persuasive.
Sure, but you would never have somebody in a situation that they wouldn't want to be in, regardless. You're just kind of guiding them to a situation that they want to be in?
Here's an analogy for you.
Okay.
If you have a great product or service,
I do,
and you learn a system, you do absolutely, and let's say you develop a system. You develop a system for accurately conveying and efficiently conveying the value of your service.
Right.
Is that manipulation? That's basically what we're doing with the system, right? We've created systems for efficiently and effectively conveying who we are.
Uh-huh. Now, what about I think you're not wrong, right? Because like a commercial for a product puts that product in the best possible light to convince someone to buy the product. And it's not this negative manipulation thing. I think the only difference is like the emotions, right, that are attached to sexual activity, that are attached to dating, that are attached to, it's a little different than a product.
Well, how good is your service? How good is your product?
Excellent.
You know? Well, excellent. Exactly.
Right.
So then is it manipulation to convey that you are an excellent person?
Right. And I guess if you're not presenting yourself falsely,
right.
That's the difference, right?
If you're authentic.
Right.
If you're authentic in your interactions, then none of this even comes up.
Okay, so how do you balance the art of being your authentic self, but still like, your name's not Mystery, right? That's clearly not
fair.
Your name. So do you somehow like mold who you want to be in with who you are and create an identity?
I don't know how. I don't think this way.
You do not?
No, I don't think this way.
Well, authenticity.
I can only be myself.
But
so I am. And I present myself, my best self, hopefully, when I meet a woman.
Right.
And
so you feel mystery is who you are.
I put myself in her path.
Yes.
And let her decide whether she wants to hang out with me longer or not after I've demonstrated some personality.
Right.
Most guys, what they do when they meet a woman is they don't convey their personality. Instead, they hit on the girl. They literally are saying, "I like you. Do you like me?"
Right.
On the open.
Right.
You know,
like they're literally saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're hitting on the girl.
Uh-huh.
What I recommend is instead of doing that, you have a good analogy. Instead of doing that, convey your personality first.
Right.
Just like a comedian gets up on stage, conveys his personality for 10 minutes, and then after the show you want to meet him. Maybe, meet him backstage.
Sure.
But you don't want to meet him before he's performed. So pickup is a performance art. And you have to perform something.
Right.
Something where you can convey your personality and then let her choose whether she wants to hang out with you longer or not. What was your analogy?
Play her a few sample songs before you ask her to buy the whole album.
Right.
When you go direct, we call it going direct, and you tell a woman that she's attractive or you want to get to know her, you're making her decide on the spot if she wants to entertain the next 2 to 5 minutes of conversation with you. And what are people programmed to say often? No. And most often women are out with friends. So now you're not only making her decide, do I want to talk to this guy for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and so forth, but you're making her decide in front of her group. Why not open the group? Why not start a general chat with everybody? And then when the moment is right, show her some more direct signals.
I wonder if when you're good at something, it becomes difficult to not do it. Right? To exercise that muscle. Like, even if you are in a monogamous relationship, and even if you're not necessarily looking to hook up with somebody, is there a part of you that... Yeah, so that's how you get it out of your system? Like, you just go in and kind of...
You could go with your girlfriend out to public gatherings and be a power couple.
Right.
Meet people together.
Right.
When you're with your husband...
Swing.
When you're with your husband and you go out to a public gathering and you're meeting people, don't you... let him talk to people.
Of course.
Right? And he lets you talk to people.
Yeah.
That's healthy.
But that is
right?
That is how you live your life. Like, you would go to like a networking event and be like, "Oh, this is good." Like the one couple would be like, "Oh, this is great. We're networking." And Nicole and her husband would be, "I think we're swinging. I think we're swinging right now.
I think we're going to pull her home."
Yeah. Like, that's not what this is.
I feel like of what I know of how you and your wife got together, I feel like you did a little bit of this.
Mystery methoding?
A little bit. Some of the stories you've told me feel like you were very good at playing the long game.
Yes, I was playing the long game. I was very deliberate in my intentions.
Why? Why was it different than playing the short game with her?
Because I knew I wanted to be with her long term.
Okay.
And because it was like, and also she struck me as somebody who would enjoy the kind of longer pursuit. That she you're not gonna.
She wasn't like me.
No. Like, you're not gonna win her over by like. In one conversation, it's not going to happen. Like, she's not going out to the bar. She's not going...
Or a grand gesture.
No.
That needed to be like...
That's what she told you anyway.
That's right. That's right. No, there was like... I think some people value security and foundation. And, the idea of showing that you will be there for this person over the course of, whatever.
Demonstrated.
Days, weeks. Yeah. I think goes a long way.
This game has always been about more than just the end result of getting the girl. For me, I've always viewed this as a magical, spiritual, transformative journey. So that carries on, even though I'm engaged and going to be happily married soon, and God willing, maybe have a few kids. The creative energy that fuels me from the game, it's just translated into different, it's just refracted through a different prism now.
Yeah.
But it's still there. I still get to live in this creative zone.
What was it like, Mystery, when you were doing the VH1 show was so big? You became very well known after that.
Conan O'Brien, I was on twice, and here in New York City, the day after Conan O'Brien, crazy on the streets.
I'm sure
everyone had recognized me.
I'm sure, and that's
You're
when
on
like
Conan.
Yeah, and the fact that you naturally kind of peacock, like you.
I stand out.
Right, right,
Yeah.
and when everybody knows, oh, that's the guy. Were you picking up like while you were on the show? Because at that point, you have to have a whole different mentality going in because you walk into a room, people know who you are.
Yeah.
And they know what your intention is.
Interestingly, what am I famous for? I'm famous for being good at cold approach pickup. I'm famous at being good at not being famous.
Okay.
Isn't that an interesting fame?
Sure.
Right? So if, there are two types of groups of people that I'll meet out in the public gatherings. People who know me, and then it's hot game, celeb game.
Right.
Taking pictures, and they already know you, and you know what's up immediately. And then there are people who don't yet know me, and that's cold approach pickup then.
Right.
And I have to upload into their heads my demonstrations of higher value so that they'll treat me with respect and dignity at the very least is what I'm looking for, right? And they'll treat me as if they already know me when they don't yet know me. Right. I need to make them get to know me.
It feels very manifesty. Like it feels very like, I don't know, like you have to like, I don't know, like you're working with the universe when you're trying to like pick up somebody.
Why does the man have to do the work? Why does the man have to approach the woman?
He doesn't.
Why?
You don't.
But that I agree.
Well, it's
I agree with that.
Yeah, society sort of set that up.
Right? They, a lot of people think that that's the way it is. The man has to approach the woman, and with billions of people on the planet, with that happening constantly, women are getting barraged by it. If you walk the streets, you're getting people, hey, how you doing? Where are you from? You
getting that?
All the time.
You like it,
right? No, but it's the streets of New York.
Yeah, so I feel like
you
could look like you could be a naked chick walking around with like a garbage bag on your head. Like a guy in construction would be like,
I would holler.
Would you?
Yeah, I would
holler. The garbage bag would do it for you.
Yeah, I'd like that
garbage
bag lady, naked garbage bag lady.
Yeah, faceless naked girl.
For sure. Oh, you guys would have. I mean, I was telling these guys, I was in Los Angeles and I was at a social gathering. There were a lot of people. I mean, I stood there like a fucking asshole the whole time, not knowing what to say to anybody. You talk about the opposite of cold pickup, open, whatever it's called.
And not knowing what to say on the open.
Nothing.
Must add approach anxiety.
Oh my God, he freezes.
And what's interesting, Sam, is you're such an articulate, educated dude. So we have to connect what's in your head with your mouth in those situations. So that's what this is. We work with guys that are extremely well-spoken once they get warmed up. So dealing with approach anxiety, that initial anticipatory anxiety is another thing that we help work guys through.
Yeah, I mean, there are times where people will come up to me going, hey, how's it going? I'm like, I don't know, bro. I got to get out of here. I got to go.
It's weird because you're on the radio. Like, you're on stage constantly. It's a disconnect that you have trouble.
Yeah, but you know what? There's an end point. They're like, you're on the radio. Yeah, for 3 hours, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
And I'm done, and we'll be done. Maybe a couple more.
We have to remember it's actually pleasurable to hang out with women, at least some women.
Right.
It's pleasurable.
Sometimes I worry not for them.
Yeah.
For
I don't know. I think it's pleasurable for you to hang out with me when we work together, but also because there's an end point, you can give me back.
And I've known you forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like I need to go to one of these events with him and like hold his hand or something. Not actually hold his hands, but like be there. And then I feel like maybe I'd be like a security blanket, and then he could, more openers would come to your head or to your mouth.
A good wing woman.
Yeah.
Wing woman.
Fucking way. I already figured out why you and I will never get along.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Okay, tell me.
We're too similar.
Okay.
You won't take my shit. I won't take your shit.
Correct.
What fun's that?
No, it's not fun.
That's another opener.
Oh, he got you.
He got you so. I knew what he was doing too.
Right? You can put people in their place as a part of your opener, or lead to it.
Because also when he said, "You won't take my shit, I won't take your shit," I could see in your eyes, I want to fight with you.
Oh my gosh.
I want to be passionate with
it's
you
more
right
entertaining.
now. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to add the drama to the interaction before they do. And if I don't add drama, they will.
Right.
I can't deal with her drama, but because I don't know where it's going to go. She may say, I have a husband, I have a boyfriend, right? You don't know where the conversation steers. But as long as I'm running the conversation, I'm running my story, she's not talking about those things.
Well, okay, so like I can't handle like a magical nickname. I can't pull off any of this stuff. Okay? So like what is an opener that I could use? I can't, because I'd be like,
Yes, you can.
My name's like Sammy Bagels or something.
We hear it all the time. We hear it all the time from students. I don't think I can do this, and guess what? They do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the little engine that could?
They do it.
Say I can and I will.
Wow.
Say it.
I can and I will?
You will.
Okay.
Say it.
You can put a question mark in it, right? But there is no more casual, like, opener that I might actually be able to pull off?
You can. You can. We've just generally found that opinion openers and openers that allow us to convey more personality are more effective. But you can certainly just say, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's
And
up? I got a
smile.
wrestling podcast. Something like that?
Oh, no. There you
Okay,
go.
no, you don't think so?
Yeah.
All right. All right, whatever.
Cool.
Well,
Lost.
here's an opener as an example.
Okay.
I have a friend whose new girlfriend, found his box. You know, the box underneath his bed filled with love letters, ex-girlfriend pictures, and trinkets from ex-girlfriends?
Yeah.
Well, she found the box, and she wants him to burn the box. Would you?
That's a great one.
She's in again.
By the way, like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If you live...
every single opener, Nicole has been like,
Nicole.
oh, I guess we're in a new conversation.
Nicole, if you lived in a shoe,
Right.
Yeah.
what brand would it be?
I mean, it would have to be something roomy. Wait, you just keep doing this to me? I hate everybody. Probably like a Jordan, right? I feel like that's the roomiest.
You live in a Jordan?
Oh, maybe like a hunter boot.
But it tells a lot about a person, this question. It's a very interesting question.
Nicole, do you ever wake up in the middle of a dream and
Yes.
you're not quite sure how you got there?
Yeah.
How did you get here?
Took a car. I don't know.
See, now they're just doing it for sport. They're like, we could do every open we've got. She's going to fall for every single one.
I told you that. You said I like easily.
Have you ever been in a scenario like with Nicole where you're like,
This is too
you're
easy?
ready for step one and it's like, I think we can move more quickly than I realized.
So ready to get out of here then?
Yeah, let's go. I mean, it's very fascinating. I mean, would you say that like you need to like read the book and maybe do your boot camp together for like max?
The best thing I can do is for offering advice is to say to a guy, seek a mentor. Go out with him into a public gathering, do sets together. You'll get a chance to watch what good pickup looks like, because it looks conversational. It doesn't look like pickup.
Right.
So, you know, when we talk about cold approach pickup, it sounds tough, cold approach. It just means they don't know you yet. But you can come in with a smile. You can come in with an indirect opener. You can stack openers, be interesting. If the first opener doesn't hook, like that first opener didn't hook for you,
No, it didn't.
trust me, it works like gangbusters,
Sure.
because I'm not asking you to say anything. I'm just stating the type of person I am, right? Seek a mentor. That's the best thing that I can advise someone to do. What we do on the weekend, and what we're planning on doing, is bringing the boys out to the public gatherings, letting them learn, right? Like teaching them in the day what they have to say to open the set,
Right.
how to stack openers to keep the conversation alive, how to move off into demonstrating higher value, to trigger her attraction, then moving forward to the third phase, which is qualifying, getting her to invest in the conversation. If you get good at each of these phases, you'll get good at courtship,
Right.
right? So let's get good at something in this life. Let's get good at the phases. Let's get good at openers. Let's get good at running DHV stories. Let's get good at running qualifier questions to get her to invest. Let's get good at something, guys. And then let's apply it at nighttime and deal with the crazy nighttime dynamic environment. And at least you have, you know, you can predict your outcome based on the preparations that you've made for that night. You know, prepare your stories, get good at your storytelling, remove the ums, ahs, pregnant pauses, awkward pauses. All that will leave your stories once you've practiced them enough.
Right.
You run then 5 stories in a row and you'll be considered an interesting person. Here's what I mean by this. A comedian, if you watch a comedian say one joke, you'll say that was funny. But if he runs 5 in a row, you'll say he's funny.
Right.
It's no longer the material that gets the acclaim, but the person saying it. Same thing with being interesting. You say one interesting thing, people will say that's interesting. But you run 5 interesting non sequitur stories in a row, and they'll say you're interesting. It's no longer the material that gets the acclaim, it's the person saying it. Isn't that interesting?
You're so interesting, dude.
That's one.
Well, listen, get out there if you're in New York, Friday and Saturday in New York City, July 25th, 26th, Las Vegas, September, Miami. You can go to AskMystery.com, datingcoachformen.com. You can also check out Blaze's book on the dating game called The Vortex of Love, How to Get a Woman to Fall in Love with You. Mm-hmm. Worked on Nicole, worked on your fiance.
She's in love. Nicole's
She's in
already
love.
Sorry, babe.
Yeah, no.
I'm very proud of my book. Thank you for the mention.
Of course. Thank you guys for hanging out.